Welcome back to the MIRE pregame show. We're getting set for tip-off against Hillsborough. Coach, welcome to the upgraded MIRE experience for us.
Seriously, man, this is beautiful in here. Look at this. I could do without the Falcon logo up there, but everything else is good.
Most everybody in Atlanta could do without the Falcon logo this year. 30,000 empty seats on Sunday.
Was there really?
There really was. It was bad. Yeah. Saw them put up 40. So, in any event, speaking of putting up 40, that was a pretty nice little segue there. Let's start with your defense a little bit. Opening night at Hillsborough, a tough place that we all know to go and play. Defensively, it sounded like at least you guys accomplished a lot of what you wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, defensively we were pretty solid. You know, to be able to hold the varsity team to 41 points in 36 minutes of action is impressive. We didn't generate as many turnovers as I thought we would be able to, and that's a credit to Hillsborough. But overall, it was pretty solid. You know, the guys got after it. You know, we always talk about defense is kind of our calling card, and we were able to defend, you know, really, really well for 36 minutes. They had the one kid, Manigault, number 23, who went off. You know, it was 22-19 us at half, and he had 16 of their 19. I think he ended with 23 for the game. So we did a better job on him in the second half. Obviously, but you know, it's opening night, like you said. We've never played well up in Hillsborough ever. And in the new gym, we hadn't won a game yet. We were 0 for 2. Excuse me. And so to go up there, battle. You know, we started doing a lot of situational work in practice this year. So to be faced with some of the situations that we've worked on in practice in the first game was great for us. And you know, I vividly remember Kyle Howard during one of the timeouts said, "Hey, fellas, we practice this. Like, this is one of our situations." So it was good to see them being able to take what we've worked on in practice and apply it to a game situation. But offensively, I thought we would be a little bit better, and we weren't for whatever reason, but that'll come.
You talked about not turning them over. From the pieces I've seen of it, a lot of that felt lucky or unlucky, I should say. I mean, there were hands-on basketballs,
Yes.
but a lot of bounces kind of just didn't go your way.
100%.
Do you put a ton of stock into how those bounces went one way or the other in terms of saying, like, holy cow, we have a lot to work on, or you feel like you're in a decent place?
It's a great question. I think to a man, you ask the coaches, like, in the moment after the game, we were all disappointed in the sense that we just thought we would play better. And then you give it 24 hours and you watch it on film, and you know, okay, we played okay. We took great shots. We were 2 of 15 from 3, which is not like us in regards to I want to see us taking between 15 and 23s a night, but obviously we bank on a lot more of those going in, and they were all good shots, rimming in and out. There were no bad shots or forced shots. And then, you know, I have some people on our huddle account that are older retired coaches, and I really, us as a coaching staff, really respect what they have to say. And then when they watched it and they called me and said, you know, what are you upset about? You guys played really well. It's a tough place to play. It's big, strong, physical kids. You know, you went on the road. You got to win in overtime. Can you tighten some stuff up on offense and defense? Absolutely. But you know, be happy that you got out of there with a win. And we were never not happy. I think people who saw us right after the game were like, you know, why are you guys upset? We were never not happy. It's always great to get a win, obviously. It's just you have an expectation for how you want your guys to play. And at times, we didn't hit that expectation. But it was game one, and it'll come with time.
Game one, I always think it's interesting. And you and I had talked about this yesterday, and you said it, and it resonated in my head so much about not knowing necessarily what you are in game one. And I always think about that as it relates to the NFL. You know, like a bad team doesn't know they're bad just yet, so you get a pretty decent effort out of everybody. There was a lot of hype, you know, coming into game one for you guys, and now, you know, Hype City is over, and now we're playing basketball.
Right.
Was there an adjustment there at all for your guys, or I guess I'm just throwing that out there as a general blank slate question?
Yeah, I mean, maybe there was an adjustment. You know, like when you go and you scrimmage, and we play a lot of scrimmages with the beautiful facility that we have here. We're able to have 2 quad scrimmages. In addition to those quad scrimmages, we went up to Ewing, which we always do. We went to Sparta. and we had Colonia here at home, and those are competitive environments, but at the end of the day, whether you play great or you play not so great, you're still 0-0.
Right.
So there's not a ton of pressure in those situations. There is, but there isn't, if you know what I mean. So now, the ball goes up at 7 o'clock at Phillipsburg, and now it's for real. So were our guys pressing a little bit more? Sure. Were they probably a little bit more nervous than they were on Tuesday when we were up at Sparta? Absolutely. And it's our job as a coaching staff to get them more comfortable and get them to a situation where they're just playing. And once we can get them there, we're only going to get better.
Now you're out of if this was a horse race, now you're out of the starting gate now. Mm-hmm. Now you come back and some of the jitters are probably gone and guys are settling in a little bit more than they would have been on Friday, and you come back for something that could be a charged situation in terms of emotion just because of sure. Playing against Hillsborough. Do I think it has the cachet maybe it once did? Probably not, right. Just given the timing of the year that you guys are playing and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's still Hillsborough.
Sure.
On the road, second game in a row. Were you able to take anything away from Hillsborough's game against Gill? I saw the lopsided nature of the score. Obviously, sure. I didn't see any of the film. I'm sure you have. What do you take from that?
So it's interesting you say that too, because we had film work yesterday, and through the first 5 minutes of the game, it was 10-7 Gill. So that's what we chose to show our guys was that first 5 minutes, so they could match scouting report name and number with face. Mm-hmm. It's tough because I even put this in the scouting report to the guys. Early in the season, it's very tough to have a really accurate scouting report because you have one, maybe two films on somebody, and you only get that second film if you're close with somebody else who played them. So we only had the the one film on Hillsborough, and I'm sure that Coach Callens was doing stuff versus Gill that he wouldn't necessarily do against maybe us tonight. Maybe he was playing more zone. He tried to go 2-3, 3-2, 3-2 matchup. He tried to switch it up, and I understand that. I've been there. When you're playing a team like Gill, you're looking to survive. Each 8-minute quarter is really an 8-minute game, and you just want to survive each 8-minute game, and hopefully at the end of the day, you have a shot to win it during that last 8-minute game.
Sure. Does that mean that tonight is more, maybe you turn the focus more on yourselves and this game becomes more about you than what you could do within a matchup?
Yeah, I think for them, and that's why, I reached out and I called some people and just said, hey, this is what we saw on film. Is this really what they are? And I think based on playing them twice last year in a short period of time in the county and then in the state tournament, based on the people that I spoke to, I think we're going to see a man-to-man defense tonight. I could be wrong, but I think that's what we're going to see. I think they'll switch it up, go man, go a little zone. But I think tonight for them, and I'll speak for them, no disrespect to us. I think this is going to be more of a test for them to say, hey, where are we at? What is going to work for us? Are we man? Are we zone? Blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. And for us, we're going to keep doing what we do. We're going to run our various defenses, and, if they're zone, we'll do this. If they're man, we'll do this. And hopefully at the end of 32 minutes, the scoreboard's in our favor.
How did you feel about any particular individuals coming off of Friday? Anybody stand out to you that played particularly well?
Kyle Howard played phenomenally well.
Yeah.
He really, really did. You look at people who just look at points, miss what Kyle Howard is. When Kyle Howard was a sophomore, I said to him, we had our role meetings, and I said, you need to be that Draymond Green guy for us. You can score, you can defend, you can rebound. And that's what he was on Friday. He had 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, took a charge. He was just all over the floor, played 30-plus minutes of the 36 minutes. Had 4 fouls, just played really, really tough. And he played the way that we need him to play. And then obviously Kevin Vermel played really, really well. Really well. He had 18 points, handled the ball. Was able to hit some big shots. We had a shot at the end of regulation. I've never seen anything like it. his 3-ball to win it, we were tied, hit every part of the rim before it eventually rolled out. And that sent us to overtime, tied at 40. But he played, both of those guys. I mean, everybody. I could go down the list and point out like positives of everybody, but I thought those two, really stepped up and played well.
One of the things that I kind of enjoy seeing from year to year, tonight will be obviously my first experience with it, is high school kids, morph. They don't change by little bits. You know what I mean? These are, they're kids. They grow by an incredible amount. Physically, how do you feel the guys are from last year to this year?
I just told that during film yesterday. I was just saying that we're, and this is a credit to Coach Griff and how hard he works with our guys year round. We're definitely just more of a physical presence than we have been. We're driving the ball and the ball isn't being fumbled away. We're able to come to a jump stop and power it up and get in ones and that type of stuff. Like we talked about during the preseason thing, and you and I have talked about thousands of times. We're not gonna sit here and go through everything that we do in the off season, but Coach Griff's a big part of what we do in the off season, and those guys are in there in the fall. They're in there in the spring. They're in there in the summer. I probably have to do a better job of having them maintained during the season, but it kind of is what it is. This isn't college, so it's a credit to them and it's a credit to Griff, but they're definitely more physically imposing for sure.
Anything tonight that we might see that I can say, Grundy told us about this morning?
We had a really, really good practice yesterday against some really talented alumni. Some are playing in college, and if we defend tonight the way that we defended yesterday, I think we could see, us generate some more turnovers on the defensive end that'll lead to transition baskets.
All right, we like it. Coach, thanks for joining us. First edition of the new setup here, hopefully. And
is this Christmas tree going to be here all year?
No, I don't think so, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately.
We got a late start on Christmas in this office this year, but we'll be all right. Live stream tonight. We're bringing the video to the masses.
Here we go. Let's go.
We're ready to rock.
Let's go.
All right, good luck. We'll see you the rest of the season.
Thanks, brother.
All right, we'll be back. The rest of the MIRE pregame show coming up right after this. Tip-off against Hillsborough coming at 7.